All right, what do we got here today?
We have the brand new Playline Elsa Doll from American Girl. And I purchased her, it was the day after she released, so I got her on August 5th. And we're going to be unboxing her today. So, a little bit of context. St. Louis used to have an American Girl doll store. It was located in the Chesterfield Mall, which does not exist anymore. And it closed. It opened in 2012 and it closed in 2018 due to issues surrounding the mall. After that, the closest store was in Kansas City, which closed the following year in 2019. And so now the closest store is the one in Chicago, downtown Chicago. There's also one in Nashville, but the Chicago one is superior. However, it's still pretty far from St. Louis. It's still several hours away, not really a day trip. So for the most part, when I order from American Girl, I have to order online still.
Chicago's fun. We've been there a few times.
I've been there a few times. It's
your happy place.
It is really great to visit in person, but it is not something that you can just casually drop into one day.
Because it is not St. Louis traffic.
Oh,
not
no.
at all. Not at all.
Chicago is brutal when it comes to traffic.
That's a subject for another day. But,
oh, yeah. So I bought her online. This doll was $145, not including tax and shipping. That is one thing that online you're going to experience American Girl shipping costs. So the minimum amount of shipping you will pay for shipping is $7 for any order up to $65. And then there's also a threshold in the middle where you'll pay $10 for shipping. The amount of money I spent, I had to pay $15 for shipping, which is the highest amount you'll have to pay. And then if you spend $175 or more, that is when you qualify for free shipping.
So it basically gets higher than higher than higher, and then
it drops
and
off.
then it becomes free.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So and then tax was around $10. So I spent a total of around $170 on this doll. I had some rewards, so it was more like $165, but not cheap by any means. But we are going to unbox her today and look at her and kind of just go through that experience.
And, I mean, obviously, as you're cutting this open, you've told me repeatedly that one of the advantages to going into a store, like when we can get up to Chicago, for example, you like that. And one of the reasons you like that is that you can actually see exactly what you're getting before you get it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when our store in St. Louis closed, you had to go farther to do that. So when you get things online, there is a little bit of the roll of the dice with quality control. Is that right?
Yes. So American Girl has had some issues, especially recently, with the faces not being symmetrical, specifically with the eyes. And to the average consumer child, that might not be a big deal. But if you are a collector or someone who wants to put these dolls on display, then you definitely have to be careful. I believe you can contact American Girl if you are not happy with the doll you are given, and they can work with you. They always put packing peanuts, and I don't know.
But it's nice to actually, again, when you can go to a store.
Pick her out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer that. The last doll I bought in person in Chicago, I went through maybe 4 or 5 dolls before I found one that was good enough for me.
Right. And you're coming at this as a collector.
As a collector. For a child, it might not matter as much, but you paid a lot for her, and so you want.
So talk about this doll a little bit. What do we got here?
So this is Elsa. That is a packing slip. So this is the Playline Elsa doll. I'm looking at her face.
Let's take a look at it.
She's actually not bad.
Show me. Let's turn it around.
Ooh, okay. I'm actually really happy with that. I was nervous.
Maybe lay it flat on the table here, and I'll give it a one over.
Well, that's her eyes closed.
People can see what's really close there.
When her eyes are open, you see it more.
Okay. Well, you want to...
Her face is actually pretty good.
Tilt her up. We'll get a really close look at her. All right. So what clued you into this doll? Where'd you get the inspiration to get this one?
Last year, American Girl released a collector's edition Elsa. They released collector's edition Elsa and Anna dolls. American Girl does a lot with Swarovski crystals, And so they were decked out in Swarovski crystals, and they were beautiful. They were also $310 each. And I saw them in the store at Chicago. They are beautiful, but I do not think that they are worth that much money. And so I didn't buy any of them. And then a week ago now, American Girl, I saw for the first time them teasing Playline versions of the dolls that are cheaper. And so I kind of regretted not buying the Collector Elsa. I wish I had. And so I decided to buy this one to kind of get my Frozen fix, not paying nearly as much.
Yeah, not paying $300.
No.
All right, you want to crack this thing open, see what's inside? So, obviously, this is one that, like, looking at it in the store, you would have been like, I think this is a good pick. So let's open it up and see if the rest of it lives up to your hopes.
American Girl has done a lot with Disney recently. They have a whole Disney princess line.
And that would be something you'd be more aware of since we went to Disney World back in 2024.
Yeah. They've really been pushing the Disney at American Girl recently. So that is what she looks like. She is almost identical to the $300 doll, minus the crystals. Honestly.
So is it Swarovski?
Swarovski crystals.
And
You're paying for the crystals and possibly some higher quality clothing. But other than that, like, you put the two dolls side by side and they are almost identical. The doll itself is identical.
Okay.
Like the face and the hair is the same.
All right, we'll take her out of the box
So
and we can talk about, as you're doing that, maybe tell me a little bit, what kinds of accessories does this come with? Like what?
So she just comes with her dress, shoes, underwear, and then she has 3 little clips in her hair.
Okay.
On the side. She also doesn't have a hairnet over her hair, which is unusual. I've never seen an American Girl doll not come with a hairnet. She's also fastened in more places.
You can see that.
Yeah.
You've got some fastening down there.
The neck is normal, but the hairnet, there's no hairnet, and her braid is attached to the box, and then her cape is attached down here.
So I'm guessing this is a very delicate operation when you get her out.
Yeah, it's taped. The cape is taped underneath.
Okay.
Is where it goes.
So obviously some
actually-
care in getting this out is going to be important.
Instead of snipping it, I might just pull the tape up from the bottom. So I'm not risking cutting her dress.
While you're kind of getting and clipping that out, I'll talk a little bit. I started talking about American Girl Chicago. As a driver, I can tell you that, I'm from St. Louis, of course, and St. Louis traffic can be busy, but Chicago traffic is next level. And I've had to drive in Chicago before. I get honked at a lot. If I do something wrong, I get honked at sometimes if I don't do something wrong. And getting to a water tower place where American Girl Chicago is not an easy drive. There's a lot of traffic there. You're right there on the Magnificent Mile. Parking is not cheap. I think it can be anywhere from $30 to $50 to park, depending on how long you're there. We happen to have family in Indiana, and we will often take the South Shore line into Chicago, which makes it way easier. It's about a mile from Millennium Station in Chicago, where the South Shore line is, to just walk north on Michigan Avenue and get to American Girl, which is what we did when we went there back in December of 2024. And it is, I'm not an American Girl person, but I can tell you the store is really impressive. 2 stories, tons of amenities, and of course Michigan Avenue is beautiful. There's a lot going on there. You got her out, I see that. So talk about her a little bit. What do you see?
She is gorgeous. Okay. So, like I said, her face actually looks pretty good. I'm really happy about that. And she has her little tendril at the top, which she does have in the movie as well. And then her hair, I don't know why I expected her hair to be lighter than this. It's not white, it's a really, really light blonde. And they've done it it's not a French braid, but they've done a little poof up here at the top, and then they've braided down from there.
You often like to do things with hair, but I was
Oh, yeah.
wondering, is this a hair that you're going to touch or probably leave alone?
No, because I hope to display her, and I don't really want to mess up her hair because I can't guarantee I will be able to replicate it again.
Right.
Especially the top.
It's a pretty complex braid.
Mm-hmm.
What about her shoes? You mentioned that those were an accessory, right?
Yeah, I really like her shoes. They are kind of clear, see-through blue plastic, and they have the sparkly snowflake
Okay.
outlines on them.
Okay.
And they're tiny. They've got tiny heels on the bottom. And then her top is just sequined. And then she has, on the mesh piece, a little bit of glitter detail on the sleeves.
You can see that. I see some of the sort of the texture and the style there with the snowflakes and stuff on it.
And then I feel like her skirt is the biggest downgrade from the Swarovski Collector's Edition one. That one had like a big snowflake here and then covered in crystals. This one is just blue with some little silver accents.
Right.
But it still has the look.
Right.
And there's a slit in the bottom.
And this is the kind of American Girl you're probably not. You said you're not going to mess with the hair, probably not going to
No.
mess with the dress. This is
No.
since you're going to display it.
Oh yeah.
And which is different, obviously, than a lot of other American Girl dolls you get, where you would have various clothing and accessories and things like that.
Yeah, I don't plan to change her anytime soon. They do sell her outfit from the second movie available for purchase, so that would be like maybe an exception, but I don't plan on buying that outfit. I like this dress a lot more. So I
Sure.
probably won't change her at all, not in the foreseeable future. She has her little clips here. The Swarovski ones maybe looked a little bit nicer. These ones look a little bit cheaper, but they still get the job done and they still have the effect. And if you wanted to take them out, you could, and it wouldn't change that much about her.
Any other observations on your part looking at her, seeing her in person versus what you saw online? I mean, I think that's what a lot of people probably wonder about. How is this similar to or different than what you might have expected when you were looking at the product listing on American Girl?
I think she's prettier in person than she is in a lot of the photos. Her cape especially. Her cape and the back of the dress drape out a little bit. It's super dramatic, and I don't think I realized it was this dramatic. She is really, really pretty. I am noticing she has a lot of flyaways on her braid, like especially on the ends. You might not be able to see them on camera, but
A little bit.
there are some little pieces that are coming out.
Right.
And she didn't have a hairnet, so that might have had something to do with some of the pieces not being
Anything you can do about that?
redo the hairstyle probably, or I might take some water and try and slick them down a little bit.
Right. Obviously, you talked about the risks of redoing the hairstyles, so.
Oh, and her little piece here is like hairsprayed, or it's stiff. It keeps its shape, so
Got
that
it.
is not a soft piece.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
That is about it. I really like her. I've always been a big Frozen fan, so it's cool to get something like this through American Girl. And I'm excited to see if they release any more in the future.